Okay, so it's been about a week and a half since I uploaded to this channel, so before we actually jump into the review, let's just go ahead and do a really quick recap. Didn't end up making a video on the two new bows because they're bows and I'm honestly kind of getting sick of it. However, Magus actually did say on Reddit that they're kind of done with bows for now, so good news on that front. Hopefully we'll start getting like actually new stuff instead of the same weapon type over and over again. My quick opinions on them is that the powder keg is just a version of the boom bow. It can pop bubbles from the outside because of its blast radius, but its stats overall are pretty bad. If you don't have the boom bow, it's okay, but the boom bow is probably coming back during the birthday event anyways. And the Xenon bow is actually way better than I expected. It does really good piercing, has really good base stats, and the width of the arrow ends up hitting a lot more enemies than it should. Not sure if it's a bug, but it's a really good bow overall. And lastly, number two, I have a pretty big thing that I want to talk to you guys about at the end of this video, so if you're a pretty big fan of mine and you care, make sure you watch all the way to the end of the video, but I'm not going to bore you with it right now. Let's just go ahead and jump into the review. Alrighty, so as you guys could probably tell by the title and the thumbnail, the main focus of today's video is going to be on Buccaneer Ramirez, which is the new pirate Lefty and Righty hero. If you do want to pick this hero up, go on over to the event shop. Yes, the event, not weekly. Thank you, Epic, you're listening. The event shop for 2,800 gold, so she'll be around for quite a while in case you're not able to actually play Fortnite. 2,800 gold, you can pick her up. What she does is that she has her Lefty and Righty turn into hand cannons, and that every 5 Lefty and Righty shots will spawn a cannonball out of them, and it deals 51 base physical damage. And interestingly enough, they actually changed the model of the Lefty and Righty to coincide with this hero, which I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't expecting Epic to do. Whenever they do stuff like this with like Jilly Teacup and her Teddy, or Carbide with his Lefty and Righty, or you know, place an example here, you know, it doesn't happen that often. So I was actually fairly surprised to see that a legendary hero ended up getting something like this. I thought it was pretty interesting overall and definitely makes her feel more so like a pirate. Now, whenever it comes to the hero loadout with this hero, this is the hero loadout that I went with. Buccaneer Ramirez in the commander slot with Happy Holidays as the team perk, and Happy Holidays is pretty much the only team perk you want to have as it reduces the cooldown of your abilities. This of course is going to be followed by Bang and Pow, Where's Lefty, Absolutely Stunning, Leadership, and Assault crit damage. You're going to be able to get extra damage with Lefty and Righty. You're going to be able to reduce your cooldown by getting kills with pistols and SMGs. You're going to be able to stun any enemy, including mini bosses, whenever you're using it, get a reduction to your war cry, and get extra SMG crit damage, which always goes a long way to further reducing the actual cooldown. Now, I'm sure you guys probably noticed something right off the bat, and you're probably wondering, Joey, why don't you have Blakebeard in your loadout? Because if you guys don't know, Blakebeard actually increases your cannonball damage by like 20 or 30% or something like that, and there's a reason why I don't have him there, and that's because of the damage increase that he gives. Here's a screenshot of how much damage you're going to be doing without Blakebeard, and it's going to be roughly 90,024 damage in a full squad whenever you don't have him in your loadout, and that's pretty much all the damage you're going to do per cannonball explosion. Do keep in mind that you're going to get one cannonball that comes out and it explodes like once or twice after the initial like explosion, so it is going to explode a few times. You're going to get 90,000 damage out of it. Now with Blakebeard in your support slot, you're actually going to get 104,428, so you're only looking at around a 10,000 damage increase, and in my opinion, I would personally just rather go with the war cry reduction, as already with war cry, you're looking at a 50 something second cooldown without having the war cry reduction, and having that on top of that, I mean, if you're looking at like an 8-minute defense, you're going to be able to pop war cry, you know, back to back to back. You're going to be able to pop it like, you know, 8, 9, 10 times during a defense, and that's going to lead to a lot of extra damage and a lot of extra cannonballs because you're going to be firing faster. Keep in mind that the 5th shot is going to spawn a cannonball, and with the increased fire rate, you're getting more cannonballs, you're getting more damage overall, and it's going to vastly out damage what Blakebeard is going to end up giving you. I just personally think that if you are going to have that extra slot in your support team, definitely don't waste it on Blakebeard. There isn't a good synergy there at all. Definitely go with Warcry, as you're going to be able to definitely melt a lot of the enemies quicker. Now here's a bunch of testing that I ended up doing. Of course I did testing with the cannonballs, but I also did a test of, you know, how is a cannonball gonna fare against a smasher by itself, like, you know, just see what one cannonball does and see the amount of damage that it's able to do, which is a pretty decent amount if you do consider that you're launching a hell of a lot of them during your actual ability. Then I did a test which got a little bit scuffed, but I sat inside of a box with a smasher and tried to only damage him with cannonballs, and had all of my cannonballs actually ended up hitting because he did destroy one of the walls. We're probably looking at less than half health on the 140 smasher using nothing but Cannonball, so that's not even counting the actual shots coming from my gun. We also did tests on just regular smashers, just shooting them regularly, as well as elemental smashers, as well as war crying on those smashers, and you guys will be able to see all that gameplay in the background. And you're gonna see that it's pretty decent. I mean, it's nothing that's really gonna blow your mind. Obviously the war cry is gonna make it look really good because war cry is a great ability for everything, but whenever it comes down to Buccaneer Ramirez, what exactly do I feel about her? She's like Raven, but in my opinion just not as good. I mean, you guys know that I love Raven. He's one of my, you know, most highly recommended loadouts, especially for newer players that are hoping to just completely melt mini bosses and smashers. It's a really good hero overall, and I feel like this is just kind of like a knockoff brand of Raven. Now, what I will say is that her cannonballs are better for AoE and taking out bigger groups of enemies than Raven's explosive rounds. However, this basically just certifies her a spot in the Raven loadout as a support team member. So you could basically take my Raven loadout from a while ago and just replace her somewhere in there that maybe, you know, you might not need as much, like the Warcry duration. You know, you can keep the cooldown, take away the Warcry duration, put the Cannonball hero in there, Buccaneer Ramirez, and you're looking at some pretty cool damage and some pretty cool effects that are going to come from it. But in my opinion, she's probably just more so a support team hero. She's probably going to be more so useful in dungeons than anything else, but if you are going to use her in Commander, definitely use the actual loadout that I showed in today's video. But yeah, she's just overall kind of a lesser Raven, very similar to the Powder Keg being a lesser Boombo, and that's pretty much my review on her. Overall, in the Commander slot, probably give her a 6 out of 10, and in the support slot, probably a 7.5 to an 8 out of 10. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much everything that I have to say on Buccaneer Ramirez and my overall thoughts about her. For those of you guys that are going to be continuing to watch this video, you're probably curious what the announcement is or what I have to say, and I appreciate you guys watching up into this point. It really means a lot to me. What I want to talk about is actually concerning the only sponsor that we have here on the channel, which is G Fuel. Now, as you guys know, most recently we ended up raising $700 to $800 from you guys using my code at gfuel.com alone. Code demonjoefr, I believe it's 30% off right now for the next week or so. Now, you guys ended up getting $700 to $800 alone just from using my code, and we ended up donating that money to St. Jude Children's Hospital. And that's a pretty great thing. You know, that's something that our community was able to do. We ended up raising $4,000 last month off of a single stream, and over the course of a few months we almost raised an entire another $1,000 for a children's hospital just from you guys using my, you know, code on the website. What I want to announce in this video is that I want to take it up just a little bit more, take it up a notch. And so what I want to announce is that from this point on, for the next 2 to 3 months, maybe 4 months, you know, whenever G Fuel is going to pay me next, I want you guys to know that every single penny that you guys raise using my code on their website, I'm going to match that money whenever G Fuel pays me, and we are then going to donate it yet again to another children's hospital. So for example, if you guys end up raising $600, I will put in $600 of my own money for a total of $1,200 to go straight to a children's hospital. And this is something that I'm actually able to do because G Fuel has now put me on salary because of how much you guys have been supportive recently. So basically they pay me a certain amount every single month on top of how much you guys raise using my code alone, and I'm going to use that money that they pay me every single month combined with some of my own money and going to use that to match the funds that you guys end up raising by using my code, and then we'll be able to donate it to yet another children's hospital and basically have twice the amount of money that we would initially have. You know, it's really awesome to be able to do stuff like this because not many people get to be in this position, and I just love to be able to use our community for something good, and raising money for charity is something that I'm really passionate about, especially for children's hospitals. And I think that being able to match the money now that I'm in this current situation is a great thing that we can do to help, you know, help out kids in need and stuff like that. Of course, you know, G Fuel being the sponsor of the channel is a company that I really like, a company that has stuck by me for a while. I've been drinking their products for, you know, over 2 years now, and being able to work with a company that I like, have a company that you guys like as well, and then overall be able to raise so much money for children is just a really cool thing. So if you guys like energy drinks just remotely and you want to pick up a tub or a starter kit, you can use my code, save 30% off, and 100% of the funds that end up coming to me from you using my code is going to go straight to a children's hospital, and I'm going to double it whenever I actually do end up getting paid. So yeah, if that's something that you guys are interested in, please tweet me your orders on Twitter so I can put them in a video, shout you guys out for being awesome. And yeah, hopefully we'll have more videos to follow as Epic Games adds more updates and stuff, and I'll be able to keep you guys up to date on everything that's been going on. But that's just the announcement that I wanted to make. Let's raise a hell of a lot of money for charity, and that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really freaking appreciate it, and I'll see you guys next time.